All
Well,
right.
that was it. Number 9.
Number 9. It's amazing. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Well, for this week, some of the energy that really stood out to me in regrouping just had to do with being organized. It had to do with knowing where I begin and end. That's a lot of it. And like there's a thread of just knowing where I begin and end with stuff, and how that ran through everything. That if I get involved in what everybody else is doing, or I get used to the old patterns of doing stuff, how the challenges just get overwhelming. Right? What I take in and need to accomplish, there's things that I need to work through, or problems, but they become more challenges as opposed to things that are just going to stop me, right? I fold them in to the journey, to the opportunity. But when I let my energy get all spread out, when I don't keep myself clean and clear, and I think the last thing we were kind of talking about for me was that inner leadership. And when I don't keep myself clean and clear, how easy it is to let the energy just go all over. And so the feeling of it, or the picture of it is, for me, is it's kind of like having a lot of water to be able to water the garden, but I don't have a hose to direct it through. And so then all that water just gets thrown all over the floor, or just gone over. And then so it's like it becomes waste. There's all this energy that I have that I want to work with, and it just becomes waste.
What was your key word this week for this episode?
Trust was the key word.
How did that come into play?
Well, the energy was just, I need to trust my own insights. I need to trust my direction. I need to trust where it all comes together. So that's the big pull together for this podcast, was just trust it. And even when I don't see everything working out just right, I need to keep trusting and keep moving forward. And that's that feeling.
Okay. So my keyword for this episode was connect. And I found for myself, it was quite interesting, because there was definitely a connection from all the way from the law of attraction to the connection of some animals that we work with on the planet, and how that connection really can kill off everything, or it can keep it going and growing. And also, the connections with other people around the world. Yeah. So, I love these episodes because of the fact that, that we are connected, I feel, energetically with spirit. So like what comes through me, what comes through you, what comes through Tom, it's really it's all interconnected, because we're almost like we're bouncing off each other, and like spirits like, oh, now Tom, say this, and Tiger said, and Teresa this. And so it really was inspiring for me to, take it deeper and really connect to myself and the things that came through me that, like sometimes we do these and I go, what did I even say? I mean, like, Tom, you're the editor, that how, you go, I said that. So I think this episode number 9, which is also a completion number. Mm-hmm. So it felt important and inspiring to have that connection with you guys, with spirit, on this episode. So it's exciting. I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Well, my keyword was release. And I know that it's important that I just release any pressure, around what I'm going to share or my thoughts. And one of the things that came to me was how I found the stories very eye-opening. As I researched that story and I followed the school, the chain of, the reporting that was done in those stories, I went, aha, that's an interesting perspective. I relate to that. I've lived through that. I know what that writer's talking about. And it struck me, though, that the solutions to some pretty big problems that we might say that we see on that macro, big picture, society, government, whatever, however you want to call that level, really it comes down to simple solutions. But it's got to start with me as an individual, I have to know how far I go, begin and end with others, and start changing some of my concepts about things. And then, as I'm making my changes in the environment, because that's something that I've noticed over the years too, is as I clean up something here or there, it's things start cleaning up around me, or it inspires other people. So I feel like that was, a big part of it. Really, sometimes it's hard to maintain that connection between, well, what has my life got to do with what's going on in the bigger picture, except for it's easy to go, oh, well, I might get something for nothing, or I might get lucky, or I might get, Christmas will come, or something like that, which is just, when the more I think about it, it's more of an emotional lift rather than a true feelings like, now I know how to do it. I know how to move through society,
Well, and that's interesting because that was one of the things we shared about was that uplifting moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus the emotional thrills or little passing things. Yeah.
So another successful episode. Cheers to you guys. We'll do it again next week.
All right.
I'll be here.